What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's episode. So today we're going to be starting the whole process of the actual engine swap. Today we're going to be starting on the actual removal of the engine. So someone already went ahead and paid for the engine. We're going to head over to Harbor Freight and try to pick up an engine hoist. But we're going to have to bring this in, probably turn it around because I don't have too much space because I'm going to be doing this all at home. So I'm going to show you guys how much it's going to cost you guys roughly around to do this swap at your house just like me. And all the tools you probably have to get other than some of the regular tools you have at home. So let's go ahead and try to go over to Harbor Freight and see what they got. So obviously, wherever I go, I bring my wife and bring my kid. So today we have the van because we need all the space in the back here to hopefully, and this car is dirty as hell too, to hopefully fit the engine hoist in. Now I don't know if I'm going to be getting an engine stand, but yes, for sure engine hoist. Let's go ahead and head over there and see what we can find. Ready? Ready. Just watch. Wow. Okay, baby. See you. Engine hoist right here. This is 1 ton. Kind of want this to be out more, so I might just get the 2 ton. But the FA20 weighs about 400-ish pounds, for let's say 400 to 500 pounds, like 450, 470, and same thing does the 2J. And the T56 I believe weighs about 190. So 1 ton is technically all that we need. We could go ahead and get an engine stand while we're at it, but that's a 3 ton long run. No, this is a 1 ton. So I think just to save myself the hassle, and I want the most to reach out, I think I'm gonna get the 2 ton. See if I can talk to someone about that. And I need a creeper. I don't need something too expensive. Oh, this was a little nicer. Got some padding. Like $5 more. Yep, I'm gonna get this shit.
Once you're done, just pull it from right here and we'll load it up.
Alright, thank you. So the final total for everything was $456.83. And that was with the engine hoist, creeper, and the panel pliers. Panel pliers are not necessarily needed if you guys are going to be doing this swap, but it does definitely help when you guys are removing your engine and pulling like the hoses, the vacuum hoses off, and especially those fuel injectors, the fuel lines. Engine hoist is in, creeper's in. Let's go ahead and go pick up my wife and my kid. So we finally made it home. Now is the work on getting this car into the garage and getting the hoist out of the car, and that was into the garage, and then getting work on just setting up everything so we can go ahead and start pulling the motor, which is like putting the car on jack stands, taking the hood off, taking the front bumper off, all that good stuff. I was gonna wash the car, but the fact that I'm gonna be doing this swap is gonna be a while. This car is gonna get dirty again. It's gonna be too much dust, and I really don't want to clean it right now because with the heat it's gonna get a bunch of water spots on it. So this car really hasn't been driven in a while. I have started it up here and there just to make sure the engine gets enough stuff flowing, but this likewise shift knob throws on this thing are absolutely massive. I don't know if I'm gonna run this when I run the T56, but we'll see. I'll most likely be running at least this. So start up the airlift, get that going. I'm gonna go ahead and let this idle out for a little bit. I don't have my phone either, so I need to go get my phone so I can actually raise this thing. is technically the best route to go of removing the motor, because don't know if I have enough room to pull it all the way out here. But then again, if I go over here, I won't have enough room to pull it out anymore either, because if I have to put it all the way here, I could maybe maneuver it out, or I might just have to take off both of the trans and the engine. But we'll see, because this is a sloped plane, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna get the engine out. Realistically, I don't think that removing the motor and the transmission is gonna be feasible, at least here. I will at least be able to get the motor out, but not the transmission attached to the motor at the same time. But I wanted to document that at the time of me swapping this, I only have 47,172 miles on the chassis. The motor itself, I swapped it around 45,000 when I did the rebuild. So the motor itself only has about 2,000 miles on it. So the guy who's getting this motor, is kudos to him. He has a really good motor, really healthy motor. And just for the hell of it, let's go ahead and give it a rev. I'm gonna miss this exhaust. I'm gonna leave it aired up for now. I'm just gonna shut off my airlift switch. I'll leave it aired up for now, because I am going to have to. I'm gonna have to jack this car up either way. Probably gonna end up doing that all tomorrow. Jacking the car up, getting the motor out. Let's go ahead and just pop open the hood. Boom. So the actual looking at the actual engine itself, it's not very big by any means. So I can somehow, once I jack it up, I could probably get under there and disconnect the trans from the actual engine. We'll see what the best route to do this is. I have about 2 weeks to get this engine out and the turbo kit all out to get it to the new owner and get that all delivered, and hopefully probably around then I might be able to pick up my 2J. So we'll see how all that goes. I'll catch you guys tomorrow where we start the actual process of removing everything. So we have the engine here. Got the coveralls on just so I can, you know, keep a little cleaner. But we're going to be starting on removing everything from the actual motor that doesn't need to be there. And starting off with all these carbon covers, the battery, these carbon strut bars right here, we're going to go ahead and take them out. So I'm going to go ahead and get some tools and start removing these. Some of these carbon covers will be for sale, and I'll show you guys which ones are going to be for sale. If you guys are interested, you know, you can hit me up on Instagram or Facebook if you have me on Facebook. Go ahead and hit me up on there, send me a DM, and I'll let you guys know the pricing. So let's go ahead and start getting some of this stuff off. So I'm going to start removing this cooling plate here. And today is going to be trying to work on getting as much off of as I can. Like the front bumper for sure needs to come off. The front crash bar needs to come off too if you guys have one on. On this build I don't have one because the intercooler on this build was just too thick. The intercooler here was rated for about 800 wheel horsepower. Or 800 horsepower. It's a Garrett intercooler I had custom made, but you know, that's going to be going to the new owner. So someone actually bought the whole turbo kit and built engine for $9K. And I had the engine built by RPM Performance, RPM Motorsports in Long Beach. It cost me about $12K. So, but as you guys know, if you guys are getting any kind of built stuff for the engine or any stuff you buy for a car, you're never going to get into that. I was happy to get around $9K because I just kind of want, that's going to be going towards the cost of 2J, which is going to be around that price. So this is 9K I was happy with, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and get this jack stand down and work on jacking the car up. So. Next step is to start removing this and then getting shit like the headers off and stuff like that, and the support beam here. While I'm doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and start draining the oil as well as the radiator fluid here. I'm also going to start disconnecting the battery, because now that this car's on jack stands, it's not going to be coming off for about, I don't know, maybe a year, maybe half a year, I don't know. However long these parts take to come in, stay tuned for the process. So whenever you guys are removing anything, if you guys are gonna keep that part that you're gonna removing, for example, the bolts for the headlight bracket here, you're gonna be putting in some Ziploc bags and labeling it. With this swap, there's not gonna be a lot of stuff that we're gonna keep, but there is still some stuff we're gonna want to keep. So obviously the headlights here, AC condenser, which I might need to get a new one. This was a little bent here. I might get a new one, but the hardware for that, for sure, gonna keep. I'm keeping the radiator with this swap. This is a Jackson Racing dual radiator oil cooler. You can run like stock fitting radiators that normally fit into the B or Z FRSs. I decided to go with this one because one, I already had it, and two, I like how it has an integrated oil cooler already, so I don't have to get a separate one. Damn. I have to get a separate oil cooler. I can just get the lines and the fittings to fit up to the small sandwich plate that'll fit onto the 2J. And this one most likely won't fit. I'm gonna try it. Either way, I'm gonna have to get new lines. So. Got the headlights out on both sides. These are some more Morimoto headlights. I don't know, I might post these up for a trade plus cash towards some VLANs. I don't know. I do like them, but for the build I want to go, I kind of want a more aggressive look. So I might swap the headlights out. If you guys are interested in these, let me know. I'm willing to do a trade plus cash towards some VLANs. So let me know. It's already starting to look like a whole different beast. To be honest, I might, if I do keep these, I'm probably going to end up getting one where the DRL is the same style, but it's going to be a vented headlight. And I stick right here because the intake for the 2JZ is going to be on this side. So for the build, I'm going to be trying to keep the fuse box and the battery in the stock location. And I prefer not to move that to the back. I want to just try to keep everything the way it is. And yeah, see how this goes. I'm going to continue trying to take some stuff off. I already took off the battery. Obviously headlights. Intercooler's off. Intake piping's off. I think the next thing after this is to actually get the turbo lines, like the water and oil lines off. Disconnect it from the downpipe. Take the turbo off and then take the manifold off. I think that's the route I'm going to go. So I took this line off and I screwed it all over me. So this is an AC condenser. I should have known that it was pressurized. But if you guys are taking this off, just be careful. Yeah. AC condenser's out. As you can see, there's a big dent up here. Don't know where that came from. It's a bunch of little dents all through here. So I think it's gonna be time to get a new one. Next deal of business, probably the radiator. But before we even get to do so, we got to drain all of the fluids. Okay. So I just tried to see if I could take the turbo, just the manifold out, keep the turbo on, and remove it from like this way up. Turns out that's not the case. So I'm over here taking off the bolts, gonna be unbolting the turbo. I got all the lines off, so there's no water lines connected, no oil lines. So we're gonna go ahead and just try to get that undone now. The whole turbo kit's now out of the car, and damn, working in like, I don't know how hot it is, like 95 or some shit, like 100-degree weather is nothing to laugh about. I'm drenched in sweat. I don't know why I'm wearing this hat still, but yeah, at least the turbo kit's out, the fluids are drained, the radiator, the AC condenser is out, headlights are out. So now it's just going to be going to just removing all of these sensors and the whole fuel system, as well as the AC lines in the back. Whew. I think that's where I'm going to end it here for the first day. I'll catch you guys on day 2 where we continue everything. What's going on, guys? Welcome to day 2. Back inside the garage here. Got the suit back on, got some gloves. Today I think we're going to be focusing on removing all of the wiring components. Now you guys see the quality's changed because I actually got my new camera in today, and if the audio changes a little bit better later, that will be because I got the Rode wireless mic. I just can't use it right now because it is currently being charged. So yeah, so I'm going to try to position the camera somewhere where you guys can see exactly what areas I am removing. Went ahead, obviously, because we removed the intake tubing. I got the MAP and then the MAF sensor off here. And I'm just going to try to go around here. Obviously, we got the battery removed. Another things we have to take off, obviously, is the radiator hose here. You guys can't see it. Well, where my glove is, like over here. It's the radiator hose. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go about just removing as much as I can, honestly. But I'm gonna start with this alternator cover here, get this carbon cover off, get this off, and yeah, let's see where to go from there. Alrighty, so now the alternator cover here. This is a screw, and we have this wiring connector here. Oh, so there's a push clip at the back here. Just, boom, pops off like that. Gonna remove this as well. Unplug the boost controller right here. Have it plugged into the back here, so probably disconnect my air lines as well. Let all the air out, but this car isn't coming down anytime soon, so. Let's find a socket. So for you guys wondering, this is a 12mm socket right here on top of the alternator. So yeah, guys, always keep some plastic bags and a Sharpie somewhere around you guys whenever you guys are taking apart your motors or anything. Big thing here is going to be these AC lines. It's a bracket at the back here to remove. I might also remove these while I'm at it. Strut bar caps. I don't think you guys can see them here. I'll take one off for you guys. This right here fits over your strut tower little opening, like where you guys would set the camber plate and stuff. This is not for sale. I don't know how many people have been asking me for this, but like this is not for sale. I'm sorry. I don't know where to get it either. If you wonder where I got it, I have no clue. You can probably 3D print one because these feel like they're 3D printed. I mean, it looks like they are. But it's a small little piece I just love, and I'm for sure going to keep when I'm going on with the 2J. Okay, thank you. There we go. There you go. So just get a screwdriver under there, kind of just pry it up. Just be careful. Yeah, get a screwdriver and just pry it up. Vacuum line there. This one is disconnected. Oh, heads up, if you guys are boosted, there is 2 lines right under here that you're gonna need to clamp down if you guys end up boosting your guys' FA20. Make sure to clamp those down, guys. Just, yeah. Let's go back to this wiring harness here. Boom! That's off. There's 2 more connectors down here. I think this is for the transmission speed sensors. Main one, another one down here right below it. It's fucking caked up, so Don't know how to get this off, but we're gonna figure it out. There you go. Unplug from there. Main wiring harness, some other wires. Looks like I'm gonna have to cut this line right here. There's like a zip tie there. Now that's free as a grounding wire right there. Alright. So there is one grounding wire right here to keep in mind of, guys. See one at the bottom over here and another one that leads to the chassis? Yeah, chassis. From the engine to the chassis. I know I saw B is for build playlist on his 2JZ swap. I think he ripped his out. So, and I just dropped the fucking screw. Get it. Okay. Boom! One wiring harness out. Don't know where the rest of the stuff goes. There's another wiring harness that like this thing leads to the back here. Okay, so there is two screws at the back of the block here towards the passenger side to some kind of plug there, so you guys want to go ahead and undo those. And they're not 11s either, they are 12s. So I'm gonna see if I can hit it from the bottom. At the passenger side of the block, where there's a plug on here on top of like the transmission, two 12mm bolts. You're gonna want to go ahead and go from the bottom, undo those, and you can remove the bracket from this. And the wire is, there's a tab there. Boom. Now that's disconnected. Try to maneuver some of this stuff out the way. So when I do end up pulling the motor, it doesn't like rip out or anything like that. You guys can tell already, I actually don't have a certain order how I'm doing this. I'm honestly just going around unplugging shit that like looks like it leads to like the firewall, or like this right here leads to the battery, but I can't get it undone because this wiring harness that leads to the ECU is in the way. So I'm trying my best to get this undone. So I want to go ahead and change the view for you guys and show you guys how to exactly take off your fuel lines. Now if you see here, there is a small tab on the top here, and they each have one. And if I turn this, there is another tab about 90 degrees from the first one. So basically what you want to do is you want to take some push, like something to push those pins in, something small enough to get in between the grooves here, and you want to kind of pry upwards because there is a tab here. I'm going to pry upwards and pull back at the same time to get this fuel line off. I'll go ahead and show you guys what that looks like. So I got some gloves on. I got these picks from Harbor Freight. They were about, I think they were like $3 or something like that. So they have like straighter picks. I had them out, I just don't know where they went. But I'll go ahead and turn this to the side here so hopefully you guys can see. Yep, there we go. There we go! Okay, so I was wrong. It is not the indentations. It's 90 degrees from the indentations, and that's for sure some fuel right there. But there we go. We got that fuel line off. And it's leaking fuel, so I'm going to go ahead and get a paper towel and wipe this up. Finally got it. Piece of shit. Okay, so there's a bracket over here towards the firewall. Let's go ahead and remove that 10mm bolt. Lines come off, and boom. This is the bracket towards the AC condenser here, so I'm gonna go ahead and relieve this pressure, and I'm gonna remove this line here. This line's gonna have to come off because I don't want it to be in the way while I pull the motor. There's another 10mm attached to the firewall that has another bracket. These lines are gonna have to come off one way or another. Alright, these two lines are off that lead to the block. Boom. that's off. Now this can come off. I think. That's off. Sure. We're gonna need this. I think we're gonna need this. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just gonna put this bolt right here. I need to find out where it is. The strut tower right here. I don't know. Find it later. I'm just checking around the block here. I see a bunch of wires leading everywhere. I'm gonna get under the car now, and there's 2 ground wires connected to the side of the block. Like if you're looking like from the side, like where my head is right here, you'll see like a little string coming off the block. I can see it from right here. I'm just gonna unscrew that. So it's a 10 mil. Just no, it's not a 10 mil. Oh, I have an 11 mil. That's why. So 2 straps on each side. And I'm leaking fluids all over the floor. Nice, thank you. Wow. Okay. I think that's clutch fluid? I don't know. Get some shop towels. Not shop towels, but like some pig mats. That's what I need. Some fucking pig mats. I think I'm on the driver's side. I can reach. Yeah, it's right there. Ouch. Alright, grounding straps are off. Great, already bleeding. No, oh, I need to remove this line right here, the other fuel line. This one luckily is just boom, boom. Take this bolt out now. All the fuel lines are now disconnected. Looking down here, doesn't seem like there's anything else that is bolted up to the block. What is going on, guys? Welcome back. And so basically I actually have the engine and transmission out already. I like to apologize ahead of time because I didn't have enough lighting when I was originally recording those clips, and I went back to the clips and they basically, all of them were just shit. And I went back to the clips and all of them basically were just too dark to see anything, so I wanted to go ahead and make a video for you guys explaining exactly what I did. And then at the bottom of the transmission, the actual drive shaft, there are a bunch of 14mm bolts there too. And basically what you guys could do to help make everything a lot easier is make sure that your car is in neutral and make sure that your handbrake is off, and you'll be able to rotate the drive shaft. So then you'll be able to get 2 bolts at a time, rotate it, get the other 2. And then once you do that, you'll be able to just basically kind of, you're gonna have to finagle it, but you'll be able to get the drive shaft off of the rear diff, and then you'll be able to slide it off of the actual transmission. And then from there, you can go ahead and start from disassembling the actual trans. From the trans, I'd recommend starting from the inside the car. You're gonna wanna go ahead and basically remove your whole center console. And to do that, you're gonna wanna pop out, basically wanna pop off your whole center shift bezel here. It's just a simple pull, just pull up on it, and then you can just take it off of the actual shifter. Obviously remove your shift knob when you're doing this. And then from there, you can go ahead and pop off your center console where my push to start is. Go ahead and you can just remove the USB port, and then you should be able to pry it off. If that doesn't work, what I also did that helped was I removed the 2 center kick panels, and I pushed in, I put my fingers in, I pushed in from that side, from like right here, and helped push it out. So be careful because there is a wire harness right here that is attached, so don't just yank it out. Make sure to disconnect that, and also disconnect the one from your... So after you guys get this all off, you guys will be able to slide back the center console as far back as you can. Don't forget there is a Phillips head bolt in the actual tray. In the middle of it, there is 2 Phillips head bolts. You're gonna want to remove those as well, and you'll be able to slide the whole center console back. So at the bottom of this, right, if you're looking at it, when you guys pop the center console, you're gonna see like this, the black piece here, there's gonna be 2 little plastic little clips that have like a flathead on it. You wanna undo those. We gotta pop this off, which will get you to the actual shifter assembly right here. There is gonna be a total of, let's see here, there's gonna be a total of 6 bolts. I believe, if I remember correctly, they're 12 mil, I think. I think they're 12 mils, if I remember correctly. Want to remove all those, right? And then you'll be able to ship this top piece here. You'll be able to take it off, and you'll be able to see the linkage at the bottom right here. There, 50 pin, you're gonna want to take off, and the little joint that's in the middle of this right here, you want to just pry it off as best you can. Just get it off, and it'll be, after that you'll be able to remove this whole linkage assembly. I think there's actually a bunch of these, some more 4 bolts here to this bracket at the bottom to take off as well. But once you take that off from the interior, you'll be able to go ahead and take the trans mount off. Make sure to support the transmission below with a jack. Take the trans mount out, take all of the bolts from the bell housing, and basically what me and my dad did, we just slid it back. I went in from the top here, and I also pried it off with like a long flathead. Use that to help pry it off a bit, and that and also use this engine hose here to support the engine so it doesn't like tilt too far forward or tilt too far back. Supported that, and then we slid the whole trans off and just let it drop on the ground. At that point, after I removed all the AC lines, the coolant lines, the wiring harness, the only thing that was actually keeping the engine to the engine bay was just 4 14mm bolts that are right on the bottom. You'll be able to see them. The engine mounts, they'll have like a rubber bracket, like a rubber like piece on it, like a little like stop bracket, like support, little rubber support. You can just, there's 2 bolts right next to it. Take those out, and you'll be able to hoist the engine out. The buyer came a lot later than he was supposed to, so that is what prompted me, because I didn't have enough lights to use for lighting to kind of illuminate everything here good enough for the camera to pick up. But he was able to pick up the whole turbo kit, the engine, the transmission, everything went good. We hoisted it onto his trailer. And if you're watching this, Aldrin, shout out to you, and thank you for making the trip down all the way from San Francisco all the way down here. He spent like all day driving, and he drove back. Thankfully, he made it there safe. And I hope you enjoyed the engine, man. Like I said, there was like only 2K miles on it, so it should be brand new. As long as the guy who's installing for you knows what they're doing, then you should be good. So at this point, the only thing I'm waiting for really is parts to come in. I have the fuel hanger, I have the engine mounts, and I have the clutch master cylinder. I have just ordered the transmission as well, and I'm waiting for parts to basically come in for the engine because some of them are back ordered. I think the only thing left to order after that, because I have the fuel pump ordered, I have the plumbing for the fuel pump and the fuel hanger. I'm just waiting for all those to come in, and we can start kind of putting stuff together. I also purchased a stock GTE intake manifold that I'm just gonna clean up and all that. I still have to order the turbo kit, the radiator lines, the intercooler lines, obviously the ECU and the wiring harness that I have to still order as well. So these next few videos are going to come out, going to be kind of lengthy spaced, because I'm kind of waiting for not only the funds, but obviously for the parts to come in. Thankfully the transmission should be here soon, but I think the biggest thing that's really holding me back right now is the parts of the actual engine. Some of the parts wait times are like 6 weeks. So I'm hoping that my engine builder, I've been talking to him, can help find some stuff for a lot sooner. And if everything goes well, I should be able to put everything here in the car. I want to try to actually put the engine and the transmission into the car together. Fortunately, I couldn't do that taking it out, but I think with some careful maneuvering, I should be able to put everything in at once, hopefully. But I think after that, after I get the turbo kit,
all the lines and all of the you know, the AC wiring harness and all that. I think the only thing after that is just figuring out an exhaust setup. I haven't actually went anywhere to tackle that yet, because I know that CX Racing has, I think, a downpipe. Okay, so I know they have like a downpipe and a front pipe, but I'm not sure how it's gonna fit with the transmission that I'm going with. And I think next after that is just addressing all the body problems with this car, which I don't know if I really want to do it myself yet, or take it to the shop to get it all painted and stuff like that, but we'll figure it out in the line. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This video took actually a very long time to record and edit, so if you guys enjoyed it and you thought you found it informative, please leave a like and subscribe, and turn on notifications so you guys can keep up to date with the build, because I'm honestly going to be trying to finish this build by the end of November, hopefully, or December. It is August now, so depending on how things go, hopefully I'll be able to finish it by then. But this is Lucky 13, and I'll see you guys in the next video.